All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Soul of a Man, we are live. We are back. Happy Tuesday out there, everyone. So today we are talking about the power in your walk. Yes, the power in your walk. There's a lot of power in your stride and the steps that you're taking to get to naturally where you're going to in your journey. I was sitting thinking about it. I know sometimes the journey can feel a little bit mundane, so to speak. It feels like you're just kind of going with the flow. Like, so, it feels like you're just kind of going with the flow. Things aren't happening. I think that the main thing with a lot of us, it's like things aren't happening fast enough. I heard pastor say that God sits back and he it's something about the journey that we take, and the time that it takes us to get there. Like, God likes to sit back and watch us, along that journey, and it gives him more of a grander feeling. Like, when we get there, we endure, we go through everything that it is that we have to go through, so to speak. I know sometimes in your situations you may feel a little stuck, you may feel a little trapped, but that's why we're here today. We're talking about the power in your walk and the joy that you're going to get when you eventually get to where it is that that you're naturally going to get to. So there are steps, just like as you're walking, man. It's steps. As you are. Is that when you go? Oh, you can. Oh. Yeah. So it's tried and true to say that there are steps as you are walking, and that you're taking notes, and as sometimes you're walking so powerfully, you don't it's like you don't understand it. It's like, and people don't get it misconstrued, or don't get it twisted. People can feel your power, man. They can. People really and truly, they can. People really and truly, they can feel your power as you're walking through your day, as you're going through your journey. As as our minds are on whatever it is we're doing through the day. You're continuously being faithful on your walk. You're continuously being faithful on your journey, and the payout is going to be like immaculate, like really, really and truly. I sent an invite. Oh, so the so the payout on your walk, the payout on this walk is going, it's really and truly it's going to be immaculate. And the beautiful thing about it is that your your journey, you're expanding into new territories. That's the most powerful and the most potent thing about it. You are really and truly, you're expanding into new territories. You're going to be seeing yourself doing amazingly different things, and you're going to be seeing yourself doing powerfully amazing different things. You're going to your sense of gratitude is going to be so much grander, like when as you're stepping forward, in this season and beyond. Because, like I said, the payout, man. Like, it's like there are things happening. I'll just say this, there are things happening right now for you in your life that you naturally probably don't even see. Right now, the things that are taking shape around you, the things that are happening, in your life. Seriously, feels like there were some detours, when you wanted to just get, when you just wanted to get straight to it. But you know how it is. It's like, it's like, you have to go here, you have to do this. But you know what's being set up for you and around you and in you is going to, the word is blessed, for you being so faithful. Like you're going to be able to bless so many people, and the people that are going to be coming forward in your life, the people that you're going to be meeting are going to, are going to bless you in so many different ways, like the new friendships, the new commitments, the everything, the everything, you are the prize in this season. You are being, you're being wrapped up in something like phenomenal. You're it's almost like when somebody, you ever watch those videos, people get surprised, they walk outside, brand new car there's a brand new car outside, there's a beautiful bow on it, and they're like, wait, that's for me? You didn't have to pay for it. It's like because of, yeah, so it's like because of, who you are, what you did, what you've been through. People like to say chosen ones. If that's, if you feel like you're chosen for something great and something grander, then cool. Hold on to that. Hang on to that. Hang your hat onto that, because that's that bold statement to let the world, to put the world on notice, to tell them that you are here, that you're not here, that you're that the version that they're going to see different versions of you, like really and truly. And this is your first time watching me, Mr. Soul of a Man. Welcome to the Soul of a Man channel, and don't forget to subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, they're going to be seeing different versions of you. Because sometimes, when you, it's like when you first start working out, people see you, lifting light weights, and then they see you benching like 500 pounds. They're like, wow, or squatting, whatever it is that you do, as you work out. But they see that, and people are going to be blown away. They're going to, wow, I didn't, man, I knew that, when I first saw you, or when I was first around you, I knew that there was something different. I knew that there was something different about you, but I gotta start drinking more water for real. But they say that, they're gonna say that, they knew that there was something different about you, something special about you, something unique about you, but that there's something that they couldn't quite put their finger on. If you're in something new right now, just prepare to be fast tracked. Because you are showing up every day. You are, getting this knowledge. You're gonna pick it up faster than most. So you're going to, and then eventually you're going to be on cruise control. So if you're in a new position, new job, school, whatever, whatever, whatever that is, new path, new walks of new path. Just remember this: new path, new walks of life, new destination. So yeah, so new path, new walks of life, new destinations. That is for you. You are boldly going where no one in, you know, you're boldly, I don't know, wherever you're from, you're boldly going where no one from your block, from your city, I don't know, has really never gone before. It's gonna blow people's minds when they see you. A lot of people, like they say, pocket watching. People are going to be looking at you and say, "Man, I didn't think I didn't think that you'd grow up to be doing X, Y, Z." Hey, how are you doing? People are gonna, well, I didn't know that you were doing X, Y, Z. I didn't know you knew such and such. This is a big name person, and a lot of people aren't going to be able to have access to you. A lot of people, unless you really and truly allow it. I'll just say it again. A lot of people are not going to be able to have access to you. They're not, because it's just not relegated. It's not relegated. I don't know. They got busy doing whatever that they were doing. They were there in the beginning, cheering you on, and our sometimes our journeys don't. Sometimes we feel our journeys don't happen fast enough for us. Other people look at us like, well, well, if it hasn't been done yet in their life, it's just not. They'll speak that, and then that'll shut that door, and it is nailed shut, and then they'll never think the same until they see you in a different light, in a different atmosphere. Yeah, I know. Yeah, getting through the week, man. Getting through the week and getting to these, and thank you for the gifts. Getting to the week, getting to those days where you can just breathe. But yeah. So, but we're talking about there's power in your walk, and that's you know, just to say that you're really and truly now you're under a different umbrella. You really are, um, because of the way that you were devoted, your faithfulness, the way that you handle things. A lot of people, they go in certain situations in society, on the job, at wherever it is that you go in your daily life, and people will try you. The situations will try you, but something about you. It's really it's something about you, and it is something about you, and it is how you handle it. It is just it's so picture perfect. People are like, how do you how do you roll out of bed and you look like $1 million? How do you how do you, in the midst of all that you have, you still get up and you're purposeful with your walk, with your life? How do you go in and you work out maybe in the morning, or maybe after the fact? How do you manage it? How do you find people are gonna be asking you these things, because a lot of people, they just don't have that figured out, because it's for you, it's a want. You're like, well, I get up and I have to do these things. I really and truly, right. It's being purposeful for who you are. It's making a decision, and that, for you, for you, the million sign is going to be in dollars, because that's how you're going to be feeling, for the next steps. And I don't even know you. I don't know who you are. I don't know what your daily life is like, but it feels like even now you're making decisions about. That's why we're talking about, your walk is powerful. You're making decisions about your life, calculated decisions that are going to have ripple effects, for you down the line. So the person that you see now, maybe a few weeks, a few months from now, is going to be very different. You're going to be very shocked, and you're going to be amazingly surprised in how your life changes greatly. So, and that's for a lot. That's for a lot of us. And again, and thank y'all for showing up to watch me early this morning. I know the day is going to go on, and life is going to happen and all of that good stuff. But there's it feels like there's been a lot of shaking of things. It it feels like you walk lighter now. It feels like you're in sync. You're in step. I have been thinking about what moves that I need to make. Yeah, that's very true. A lot of us have been like that. Like, like, what's next? What's to come? And I now it's almost like you have to be very purposeful, and you have to be bold, and you have to really know what is going to work for you. What do you want that desired outcome to be, so to speak? You know, when you look at your life and you're like, yeah, nah, this ain't it. But you really and truly, but you sit and you think and you're like, man, you know what? I'm really proud of myself because I really have been putting in. I really have been putting in the work, and you're going to deserve all of the amazing things. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like that, it's like that until it's not. That's the beautiful thing about it. It's like that. I was like that. You think that you can't do something and then you actually start doing it, really and truly. Whatever those thoughts have been, it feels like you have been having these thoughts of like doing, making some kind of move in your life. And then it's like, I don't know, maybe I should just wait. But, there's no time like the present. Yeah, that's it. That's for all of us. Do you see the world that we live in nowadays? You see how I mean, I'm sure you scroll social media, you'll see like, I don't watch the news, but you get it through social media and you see all of the, like people say, what a time to be alive. Like really and truly, it is a very interesting and picturesque time to be alive out here. Like really and truly. Let me see something. Where is this thing at? Is that 18? Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Like they said, what a time to be alive and really and truly. But again, see, I don't get why we are also different in the aspect of we or treat each other better. Things will be better. Well, true. I think that's why you're not gonna get along with everybody out here. That's what I know. Like really and truly, we should be. Yeah, we. Let me see something. Yep. I actually like that the Cleveland show. It's real funny. But anyway, yeah, we're actually where that's why we get a tribe and we stick with that tribe. Call it your friends, your family, whatever. It's interesting. There are people that come into your life that treat you better than family or closer than family, or even become family. So to speak. So yeah. Right, right. It's not. And at this point, that doesn't even bother me. I don't even care about that. It kind of used to, but I'm like somebody. I heard somebody says the other, just you just show up. I'm showing. Cold, all of that. Coast. I'm listen, man. This is who I am. This is what it is. You don't like it. You need that's not on me. That's on you. Like really and truly. I don't. I'm not going to. I'm going to change for the better, but not just to try to fit in or make you comfortable. Your that light that you have inside of you will really and truly affect people. And you might not even, be in their presence like that. It's just something. It might be something. I've heard people say, "Oh, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't like that person." I'm like, well, what did they do? You ain't did they say something? No, I can't really. It's just something about them. I don't even know. So I mean, hey, I just let it be what it is, and I just hey, that's not again. That's not my problem. Like really and truly. Said Jordan Peterson said the other day, no matter what evil comes my way, I will do good. Something makes me think though. Um, yeah, that's true. There is a and I one beautiful thing is that you're when you're in alignment with where you're supposed to be, everything, for you, everything starts to make more sense. Everything starts to connect. Now, I try not to think too deep into it, but because I know, we still have to live this life. We still have things that we naturally have to do during the day. Where things get so much, you are forced to do that, or we are always faced with that, right? Yeah, that's true. That's life. And something. It's always that feeling of something said. Oh man. If I would have followed my first mind, I would have done this, or I would have chosen. If I could go back, I would have chose differently. But sometimes, we can't go back. The only thing we can actually do is be in the present and learn, and just continue to move forward. You know, what is going on, Miss Mambo? I know you be passing through sometimes, so how are you? Top of the morning to you. But yeah, man, but all said and done, there is power in your walk. There's purpose in your walk. Right? Yeah, yeah. The spiritual warfare is real. That's it. If you're a good soul, and you will know if you are yourself. So be perfect. Yeah, it is. It is. Ooh, it is a fight. Man, it's a fight. It is a fight. It is a fight daily, in the natural and in the spiritual. So you have to always have that full armor on every day. Every day, walk, be consecrated with your ancestors, your higher guides, God, and everything else in between. 'Cause, man, it is real out here. Yes, it is. Not just real, but it is so real. The stuff that we see is so crazy. Like, you'll scroll social media, you'll look at this stuff, and you're like, man, I know that person didn't do that on their job. I know this person didn't just go out there and X, Y, and Z. Like, yeah, man, it's real. Yes, it is. I feel like it has been war since I got here in the physical. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, people say, when before we come down here, we agree to this and we agree to that. But oh my goodness, man, I don't know. it is uh, it is wild out here. It is wild, wild, wild. But hey, again, but we have our power. We do have our power. I stopped someone getting stabbed. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm glad that you did that. Cause ooh, man, those hospital bills are real. Seriously. I know, right? But like that, like people say, what a time to, what a time to be alive. Like, really and truly, what a time to be alive out here, in the here and now, with all of the stuff that we have going on in our individual lives, and then all of the stuff that's not just happening in our cities or states or in our country, but all the stuff that's happening globally, man. It is very much so. It is very much so interesting, really and truly interesting. Um, but anyway, look for greater changes to. Yeah. So look for greater changes to come into your life. If you have been looking for something specifically, they're saying that it has been like right there in your face the whole time, and you're gonna be like, duh. Like, it's a certain way that you should have been walking. It's a certain way that you should. It's a mind shift that you're naturally coming into. That's the most astounding thing that you're gonna see. I know a person wasn't himself. It makes you think why we push away spiritual healing when there is darkness working here. Very true. A lot of people, everybody can't handle this walk. Everybody can't handle their purpose purposely. That's the thing. My point is why I always have the intention of trying to do good, but I feel something is fighting against every good decision I try to make. Yeah. In that movie, the Constantine, what do they call it? The influence peddlers. there's angels, and then there's demons. So, and they try to, with a whisper, you can have an amazing day. With a whisper, like I said, they can give you your greatest desires, but those desires can take you down a deep, fast track to crazy town. If that's what you want. But hey, what are you gonna say? We said you intrigued me because as I turned on your live, you said I heard you say you're walking. Yeah, you are walking in your, you are walking in your right path. That's the thing, Oh, hey, what's going on, Miss Ashton? How are you? Yeah, that's the beautiful. Yeah, because you are walking in your right path, and you're going to, the word for you is elevation. The word for a lot of us moving forward is elevation. There's more travel coming in. It feels like there's like this kind of life hack that we have. Like it's almost like we have these divine cheat codes that are around us. They're going to help us to get in certain rooms, be around the right people, have these people come into our lives and have things dramatically change. Somebody's address is about to change, like very, very, very soon. So it's like things are really and sincerely about to amazingly change in your life. As I was thinking, what is the point of everything when I try so hard and I feel like I'm not right? And I was saying that like sometimes sometimes as we're going through this journey, it feels like we're doing stuff, but it feels like it's just not clicking, it's not connecting. A lot of times, you ask not because you have not. Dare to be bold with your prayers, your manifestations, how you grow. And again, if this is your first time watching, don't forget to subscribe, folks. So yeah, but dare to be bold in how you're moving in great and righteous ways. I'll say that. Yeah, very true. I mean, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, man. So that yeah. So that address change. So it's almost like things that are very quiet in the background of your life, or it's almost like there's about to be a shift. Like things or whatever was in the background is about to be in the forefront. That's going to help you to move to the next level. Somebody's probably going to be leaving their city and maybe going to a whole different state doing something new. Somebody may be working somebody may be working in radio, or see like a national syndicated something. I see somebody on shows, and I see somebody with a business that might have been a little chaotic, but everything is about to line up for you, and things are really and truly about to grow traumatically, in your life. Traumatically, dramatically, just in beautiful and amazing ways. So, yeah. But I shall take my leave on that note, folks. But yeah, thank y'all so much for joining me this morning. I will be back here tomorrow at the same time. But don't forget to subscribe, folks. And I will catch y'all on the flip side. All right, y'all. Peace.